A dozen people scammed out of $1 million. 2 people have been arrested on a number of fraud charges.
Fox 5's Denise Dillon talked to Roswell police about the pair's extensive business scheme and why they believe there are more victims.
Police say their investigation first started at this home on Pine Grove Road months ago.
It seems that Shirley Strawberry from The Steve Harvey Show has quite a controversial opinion when it comes to justice. Despite believing that people should be held accountable for their actions, she's making an exception for her own husband, Ernest Williams. Can you believe it? This man has a rap sheet that reads like a crime novel. From theft and property damage to fraud and carrying a gun, it seems there's no limit to his unlawful endeavors. And if that wasn't enough, there are even allegations that he's been involved in exploiting underage children for illicit activities. It's absolutely shocking. While most people would expect someone like Shirley to advocate for justice and accountability, it appears that she's pleading for a second chance for her husband. This gossip has definitely raised some eyebrows, and people can't help but wonder why she's willing to overlook such heinous crimes. Some people also believe Shirley knew everything about her husband's acts and is covering it up. It seems she was swept off her feet when Steve Harvey played Cupid and introduced her to the charming entrepreneur Ernest Williams. You won't believe this, but Shirley didn't even bother to do her due diligence before saying yes to his proposal on a radio show. She was so caught up in the moment that she didn't even recognize his voice while Steve was talking to him. Talk about being blinded by love. One would think she'd take her time to truly get to know the man she was about to marry. But no, she jumped headfirst into this relationship without a second thought.
Would you take care of her before you took care of yourself?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this here. Would you love everything about her and everybody connected to her as if it was your own?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Shirley.
Yes.
This your man right here. What?
It's Ernesto.
It turns out that this mastermind of law evasion has been a crafty criminal for decades, dating all the way back to the 80s and even the 2000s. But here's the real kicker. Despite his long rap sheet, he managed to create a successful facade of legitimacy. Ernest opened a glamorous 24-hour barbershop exclusively for celebrities in none other than Atlanta, and it quickly became the go-to spot for the rich and famous worldwide. But wait for more, because that's not all. He also founded a company called Nesto, offering unarmed security personnel at a premium price. It seemed like Ernest was making an honest name for himself, with his businesses thriving and money flowing in. However, behind the scenes, Ernest was undoubtedly up to his old tricks, using his ventures as a front for who knows what. Last October, his life took a nosedive as he made headlines for all the wrong reasons, and his once pristine image was shattered to pieces. The Roswell police were strict on his trail, arresting not just one but 2 individuals involved in a jaw-dropping $1 million business scheme. And who were the alleged masterminds behind this audacious scam? None other than our dear Ernest Williams, aged 57, and his partner in crime, Erica King, 46-year-old. In shocking turn of event, it was also exposed that Erica is his side chick, and that he has been cheating on Shirley.
A dozen people scammed out of $1 million. 2 people have been arrested on a number of fraud charges.
Fox 5's Denise Dillon talked to Roswell police about the pair's extensive business scheme and why they believe there are more victims.
Police say for years these 2 would convince people to give them money, and in return they would help them with their business or personal goals. But investigators say it was nothing but a scam.
I would consider them fraudsters.
Roswell police say for years Ernesto Williams and Erica King passed themselves off as experts in various fields.
It seems the police pulled off quite the con. Utilizing their silver tongues and cunning tricks, Williams and King manipulated unsuspecting victims into believing they were genuine experts in the business world. They would align themselves with their victims with promises to be able to grow their brands, their missions, their life goals, their social media followings, said Roswell police officer Tim Lupo. It was all nothing but a masterfully planned con that left a path of shattered victims in its wake. Officer Lupo revealed the chilling truth. we know about more than a dozen victims and over $1 million in monetary and property loss.
I would consider them fraudsters.
Roswell police say for years, Ernesto Williams and Erica King passed themselves off as experts in various fields.
And they would align themselves with their victims with promises of being able to grow their brands, their missions, their life goals, their social media followings.
Detectives say Williams and King acted the part, and people paid good money for their services, but walked away with nothing. Police say it was all a scam.
The Roswell detectives initially got wind of these two individuals back in June, thanks to a rental fraud case involving a property on the 900 block of Pine Grove Road. But it doesn't stop there. Once the detectives delved deeper into their financial transactions, they uncovered a sprawling web of deceit that can only be described as an extensive business scheme. Williams and King got in serious legal trouble, as they now face multiple charges of fraud, forgery, and theft. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Rumor has it that Erica and Ernest were actually living in a house right next to Shirley Strawberry. Not only was Ernest sneaking around with Erica, but she was also his partner in every big crime.
Police say their investigation first started at this home on Pine Grove Road months ago. Investigators say after Williams and King hadn't paid rent for a while, detectives started looking into their financial transactions, and it led them to their extensive scheme. Police say they were convincing.
When investigators began investigating their financial activities, they discovered the elaborate business operation. Williams and King are each facing various counts of fraud, forgery, and theft. Ernest Williams is also known as Nesto, according to police, and Erica King's other names are Erica Hewley and Erica Hewley Rothschild. Investigators suspect there are further victims who have been duped but have yet to come forward. Shirley and Ernest were living it up in their stunning 8,500 square foot home in Roswell, Georgia, with a monthly rent of a whopping $8,000. But here's where the story hits climax. They decided to stop paying the rent for a solid 4 months for some mysterious reason. Well, as you can expect, such actions don't go unnoticed. The company that owned the property had enough of them and took swift legal action. They filed an affidavit in court, not just against Shirley and Ernest, but also against their companies. It was as if the walls were closing in on Ernest Williams, revealing a whole scheme that went beyond just accusations of rental damage. Once the authorities got wind of this tangled mess, the investigation into Ernest's affairs took on a whole new level. It's as if one thread was pulled, and the entire tapestry of his deceit started to unravel. The police began connecting the dots, uncovering a web of questionable activities surrounding Ernest's business dealings. It seems that the rental property debacle was just the tip of the iceberg. Also, Shirley appeared to be more aware of her husband's unlawful actions than we previously imagined. Just a few weeks before Ernest's arrest, she made an unexpected move that aroused eyebrows and prompted heated speculation. Shirley made the unexpected decision to remove Ernest's name from the deed to her California home. Fans were left wondering if she was aware of his imminent arrest and wanted to preserve her own assets in case his ill-gotten earnings were taken. It seems that Ernest found himself in hot water when he was accused of unlawfully snatching a hefty sum of United States currency, valued at a jaw-dropping $5,000 to $25,000. He allegedly took it from poor Calvin Cawthon with the sole intention of leaving him high and dry, deprived of his hard-earned money. It's a shocking accusation that has left tongues wagging and heads spinning. The unimaginable truth is that he was found to be in possession of explicit material featuring children. This sickening revelation has sent shockwaves through the community and left everyone in disbelief. According to reports from Media Takeout, Ernest Williams was arrested and charged with this heinous crime after child pornography was discovered on his personal computer. The radio co-host of Steve Harvey's show recently penned a jaw-dropping strawberry letter that has the gossip mill buzzing with disbelief. In this letter, she pleads with a judge to release her husband, despite being well aware of the heinous crimes he's committed. After everything that has come to light about her husband's unspeakable actions, Shirley Strawberry still holds on to hope and wishes for his release. It's a shocking display of unwavering support, even in the face of overwhelming evidence and public scrutiny. Also, some more things from the MTO have been revealed. Now here's the crazy part. During the bail hearing, the prosecutor claims that they tapped Ernest's phone and heard him talk to multiple people. They claim that Ernest spoke with an alleged side chick and that he planned on leaving Atlanta and fleeing to Florida with her. The spotlight was on none other than Mr. Williams himself, and let's just say things were not looking good for him. The courtroom was abuzz with talk of his girlfriend, Erica, and whispered that he was planning to fly off to Abu Dhabi to his wife's boss's property. It seems that Ernest Williams is still not ready to surrender and learn from his past mistakes. Despite the mounting evidence against him, he continues to flaunt his audacity and disregard for the consequences of his actions. Now, let's not forget about the intriguing connection between Ernest and Steve Harvey. It seems that their friendship runs deep. The famous TV personality Steve Harvey has allowed Ernest to live on his property. It's clear that their bond goes beyond mere acquaintances. In fact, rumor has it that Steve played a pivotal role in setting Ernest up with his wife, Shirley.
So this is just a quick snippet of Ernesta Williams, his real name, Ernest Williams, Shirley Strawberry's husband. Bond hearing that was held on June 26th.
The gossip mill is buzzing with speculation about the nature of their friendship and what it means for Ernest's current predicament. Did Steve Harvey turn a blind eye to his friend's misdeeds? Or is there more to the story than meets the eye?